Greetings from the far side of the galaxy. I'm Furry, your host most, here with a small video because SMT5 ain't gonna play itself. Earlier this week, on my community page, I asked this question: who was your first furry crush? And these are your responses. To begin, we'll start with an easy one. Amicus. Need I say more? He's so dreamy. We've mentioned this gray wolf so much that I'm pretty sure most of you know my opinions, but in case you don't, for the game he's from, Adastra is a did not finish for me. I just do not like self-insert protagonist. As for Amicus, he's just your average furry wolf boyfriend. Honestly, I'm just confused everyone sims for him so hard. Maybe there's more to him in the rest of Adastra, but I'm sure as shit not playing it to find out. Keeping up with visual novels, we have the next comment, and buckle up because it is a long one. My first furry crush was the one and only Torohiko Oshima from the VN classic Morinatsu. The one who wrote the letter, the reason you come back to Minasato, the childhood best friend. His bright and vibrant personality paired with his comedic timing and go-with-the-flow attitude always brought a smile to my face when I read it for the first time. And to this day, it pains me that we will never know what were the original plans for his route. A salute to the fallen one, you're too good for this world, Tora. As someone who plays a lot of furry visual novels, I really should know more about Morinatsu. There's so many versions of this one game, you could probably make an entire video about them all and figure out what makes them all different. And you know what? That is an idea I'll file away for later. I'm putting the next two comments together since they share the same subject. T-Bone from SWAT Cats, a big buff good boy who really woke up my gay and furry side at the same time. I've written so much fanfiction about the two of us, none of it good. And the other one. Mine was T-Bone Chance Furlong from the show SWAT Cats. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, I definitely had a huge crush on him, Lamau. And here's another comment I found as I was editing the video. It was either T-Bone from SWAT Cats or Slam Tasmania from Lunatics Unleashed. What a blast from the past. I haven't thought about SWAT Cats in ages. While it was after my time, I loved watching reruns of it on Boomerang. And you know what? I'm a grown-ass YouTuber who can do what I want. I'm adding a SWAT Cats video to the pipeline. Okay, this may be a little early, and I promise this isn't me setting anything up. I do these videos without a script, and I don't think I'll find a better time to say like and subscribe so you can know when those two videos are out. Can you find the next comment? That's right, it's right there. I'm going to be completely honest, but it was Swiper the Fox. There's just this side of a thief that is cheesy with his lines and being cute that made me realize I liked him as a favorite character, as my gay ass didn't think through at first that it was a crush. Well, that is certainly a furry character. I genuinely think this is the first time I've ever heard of anyone simping for Swiper the Fox, but you know what? I'm gonna let you have that one. And you know why? Because it's not the weirdest thing in this video. And speaking of one of the weirder comments, we have this one. Schwarzwalder from Cookie Run Kingdom. I was really into how he was a large brute and werehound. Unfortunately, I stopped playing CRK because it was too much for my phone to handle, and please don't berate me for my past. You know what? I get it, I really do. He fits exactly into a specific furry archetype. But at the same time, this is a literal cookie or muffin or cupcake or whatever. You have to own that fact, my dude. And on today's installment of Driving Fury Crazy by mentioning more and more obscure things, we have the next comment. King Maximilian from The Jungle King. He woke up my furry love and my gayness right at the beginning of the movie with his singing, attitude, and that sexy roar he does at the end of the song. This just might be the most obscure character ever put in one of these videos. To the point where his movie only has one image on a certain blue website, and it doesn't even have King Maximilian in it. I even looked on Fur Affinity and couldn't find anything about him. Hell, the Wikipedia entry for this movie doesn't even have an image. Deadass, I'm pretty sure this would be lost media had the creators not uploaded the entire movie to YouTube. Link in the description, by the way. The next comment is the longest of them all. Kirk Connors, the Lizard from Spider-Man 1994. I saw the first episode when I was really young, 5 or so. When I got to see the big evil plan of the first villain in the first episode, I didn't see anything wrong with his motives or drives. In fact, it left an itch in the back of my head for so many years. The design of the lizard is so iconic to me. Just having a pronounced snout, flexible tail, and tore-up lab coat were apparently great turn-ups once I was older, but little me was amazed by the monster regardless. Aldo from Sitting Ducks would be a close second, as he was more of a personality and not just a ravenous monster with scary intellect. He was calm when not hungry, and was willing to out himself in front of multiple gators in Swampburg for his duck best friend Bill. I idolized the loyalty of this crocodilian and glad I saw these as a kid. This one comment took nearly an entire minute to read. To actually respond to the comments, I never actually watched old Spider-Man. That show began and ended before I was born. But I have seen it online, and the design for the lizard from that show really does stand out to me for basically being the gold standard that all other lizards aspire to be. Everything about it just works. As for Sitting Ducks, I have literally never heard of this. Like, to the point I thought it was some super obscure thing until I saw it has an in-depth Wikipedia page. I don't know how this completely missed the purview of my childhood, but it did. The next comment, or should I say comments, I'll handle a bit differently, because holy shit. Holy shit, there is so much Digimon. This comment right here not only has Lucario from Pokemon, but Flamedramon from Digimon, and Ratchet from Ratchet & Clank. This guy's comment has Robin Hood, and oh, would you look at that, Leomon. Better be prepared to see that guy's name a lot. The person here mentioned Wergarumon, and would you look at that, another Leomon. This comment's a first for Golemon and Megadramon. Oh, surprise, surprise, here's another Leomon. Edamon and Meta-Edamon are weird choices, but since they're unique, I'll respect them. And would you look at that, we've got a second Wergarumon. You're not gonna believe this, but guess what? Another Leomon, which is immediately followed by, guess what? Leomon. Digimon. More than Pokemon, it's Digimon. Going through these comments, you'd think it was Pokemon that crashed and burned in the 90s and Digimon that became the multimedia franchise juggernaut. Moving on to the next comment to keep my sanity. I had to think back into the deepest crevices of my brain for this one, and I'm pretty sure my first furry crush was Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why I crushed on him so hard is because when searching him up on Google, ship art between him and Foxy would show up, which for some reason led me to gravitate towards crushing on him. Sparkle. Since there's really nothing to like about Bonnie except his design, since it's not like he has a personality or anything, I'll give you props for acknowledging that your crush is basically one giant nothing burger. I don't know why, but Bonnie is basically the short end of the stick when it comes to the original animatronics. All of the other ones at least have something notable about them, but Bonnie is just the bunny. I do like his little bow tie though. Keeping on theme with the next comment, I guess since I was a dumb little kid who didn't know he was going to be gay in the future, my first furry crush is, and don't judge me please, Freddy fucking Fazbear. Reason why was because I was given a plush of him for Christmas because I liked FNAF like every kid did back when it was trending, so I eventually just had more preference for the mascot than other popular FNAF characters. As someone who's a part of that whole FNAF craze, it's so weird to me that like an entire generation of children just decided to latch on to mascot horror as like a thing. But more importantly, so many of these comments also have their first crush being their gay awakening. And I'm half tempted to make this a Pride Month video and put a pride flag on the thumbnail. And you know what? There. Happy Pride, everyone. Again. I've got nothing clever to say to introduce the next comment. Well, since you have Goku in that thumbnail, Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit was my first furry crush. I mean, just look at her. If nothing else, she was definitely my first fictional crush, even if I thought her being married to Roger was weird as a kid. Leaning more towards anthro characters though, it was definitely Sally Acorn and Boomer/Rotor the Walrus from the Sonic comics simultaneously. I guess I'm attracted to strong female leader types, and I was really fond of my smart mechanic walrus boy, even if Tails wound up taking his job later on as a smart mechanic guy. Oh yeah, I did put Goku in that thumbnail. It was honestly just as a joke to see how long it would take for someone to mention that, and it took way too long. In regards to Jessica Rabbit, we love a woman who loves her short king. In regards to Boomer and/or Rotor, it's hilarious he lost his job to Tails. Imagine losing your role in an entire story to a 7-year-old. Hilarious. And for our final comments of the day, Jubei from the BlazBlue series, known as one of the most powerful being, and it's a large twin-tailed cat with a badass hoodie. Fights with dual katana, married to the strongest mage, has a genius daughter, and in English dub has a gruff country tone with dad energy. Also, shout out to the gag ending for showing that guys aren't off the table for this cat. You're preaching to the choir here, buddy. You don't have to sell me on my main for my favorite fighting game. Your comment pretty much touched upon why he's one of the greatest characters in all of BlazBlue. Yes, this cat is one of the strongest things to exist. And yes, this cat did marry this woman. And yes, they did have this child. He's just so weird and unique that you can't help but love him. Now, let's close this video out with our Patreon shoutouts. For our 3 stars, we have special thanks to Choron, SkyKing64, 87 Werog, Jaron LaFay, Zora Chow, and Marvonla. For 4 stars, we have Miko, the Beast of Bloodshed. And for our super duper special 5-star shoutouts, we have first, Vanilla Flower, the Ace Detective Pixie. Second, Spidey Zack, the Song of Kinemon. Then, The Good Old Days, the Guide to the End. Followed by Hodari Lion, the Goddess's Descendant. Thank you for watching. Do be sure to like, subscribe, and check out my Cove and Patreon. As always, I'm your host Fury, signing out.